Morning, everybody. Jim Adkins here from Jim Adkins Results Coaching. Day one of our 30-day challenge. Is it really a challenge? It can be considered a challenge. It's just kind of a catchy title for activities that we're going to continue for 30 days, right? Did you pick an activity? If you're just joining us, what I do is I kind of put an exercise out there every once in a while for people to follow along and take little steps to improve their life on a daily basis. This 30 days, what I did is I gave you 3 basic ideas that I'm going to use right now that you can apply to your life, or you can apply different ones and use me, a coach, to hold you accountable, this crazy guy over here, just to help you along. The 3 that I chose: 1, I'm going to meditate every day. And we'll talk about that. Today's day 1. Excuse me. And what I found out was that I've put too much on my plate at a certain time during the day, that I really need to start making better decisions. When I set a goal, I get excited and I forget that I have other things going on. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So number 1 is to meditate every day. Get yourself in that alpha state of mind so that you can take control of your mind. Number 2, I'm going to practice my concentration, my focus. One of the things that I learned was about, and as you know, I'm a martial arts instructor as well as a life coach. So I have students younger and clients that are younger. And not that this is directed just toward the younger kids, but a lot of people tell our kids, including myself, and maybe you if you've had kids, to focus. Come on now, focus. You can concentrate, you can focus. But how often do we take the time to teach them to focus or to teach them to concentrate? So what I'm doing for this 30 days is I'm applying some science and some metaphysical science and some just psychological tools to teach myself what I want to be teaching them. And one of the things I'm learning to use for this is to concentrate my energy, my focus on one person at a time. And I can go back over that with you in a second too. You just take one person and you focus on them and give them your concentration while they're around you, and that helps you practice concentration. And number 3 for me is to increase my willpower. I have pretty strong will, but I think we can all improve in certain areas. So the exercise to improve my willpower is, and this is the one I gave to you if you want to follow along, is to finish everything you start. And we're going to start small. I'm not talking about all the big projects. Those are things that you definitely want to look at and make sure that you're willing to, that they're beneficial for you to finish. But let's start small. On a daily basis, when you start something, finish it. Simple things like if you're brushing your teeth, you put the toothpaste away. You clean the sink off when you're done, or wherever you brush your teeth, and you put your toothbrush away. You make sure that when you start something, you do the task and you complete it. You put things away. You pick up after yourself. That simple action will help, believe it or not, will help you increase your willpower. And then on that note, always do it better than you expected to do it. You give a little bit more of yourself to the action. Okay, so those are the 3 things I'm doing for this 30 days. Today's topic, though, is how do you have the fuel? How do you have the energy to complete those tasks, to do everything that we want to do, to make, we've got a life that's already consuming our time. To add more things to that means we have to find more energy or more time, right? Have you ever heard that? I don't have enough time, or there's not enough time in the day. Well, the truth is everybody has the same amount of time. There's 24 hours in a day. If you can't get everything done, it's not time management, it's event management. On that note, how do we find the energy? How do we get the fuel in the tank? Well, there's several things I want to talk to you about today. I'm going to keep it really short for you, but I'm going to give you some tools and I'm going to give you some ideas on how to find the energy for everything you want to do. Okay, so there's the key word, everything you want to do. So what happens in our life? We're already busy. We're responsible human beings. We're working. We have children. We have family. We have whatever. We have school. We have classes. Whatever it is that we're doing, we have things going on, correct? Well, how do we fit anything else into our busy day and make those improvements on our life? Well, finding time is not the answer. The answer is making it a must. We seldom get our shoulds in life. I should do this. I should do that. We often get our must. I must make this happen. For me, this is a must. I'm not going to put up with that anymore. This is where I'm going. So that's the first key. When you set a goal, why always comes first. Why do you want to do it? I know that's a tough thing to do when you're seeking a correct goal and you're looking for the right verbiage on how to state your goal in the positive. And sometimes my clients come to me, and I've experienced this myself, that when you look to improve and you're reaching for a new whatever, you may not know exactly what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel, what it's going to sound like, all of those emotions you need to tag to it to achieve it. So finding the why seems trivial at the moment when you can't find the what, the how, or anything else, right? But it's imperative to do. Why are you looking to change? Why is this so important to you? Doing that will pull you in the direction of that action every day, right? So one, you set a goal. You've got your why, you've got your what, you've got your when. Two, you take action. Pretty soon that action, you realize, well, I got a lot of other stuff going on. How am I ever going to find time to do this? Well, I'll do it later. I'll do it. I'll try and put it in here, or I'll fit it, or I'll squeeze it in this, or I'll get up 30 minutes earlier. And pretty soon you're wearing yourself out. Well, there's a natural rhythm to life. And I'll be brief about this, and you can look it up other places, or I can do some more research for you. But there's a natural rhythm to life, and there's a natural rhythm to your sleep. I know this is going to sound silly or really common sense, but getting enough rest is one way to make sure you have the energy to do the things you want to do, you need to do. Now, we've all been told you need a certain amount of hours of sleep, and you set your alarm and you base it your sleep patterns on bed whenever you can, and then the alarm goes off and you wake up and, well, I have to get up at this time no matter what time I go to bed, and you play this game. Sleep has a natural rhythm. There are natural sleep cycles that take place, and I believe there are 6 different cycles. I'll have to go back and research that, but I believe there are 6 different cycles that you go through in the night or whenever you sleep, right? If you don't complete a cycle, and they're all different. I think their average is like 90 minutes, and that changes and can be variable from, up to 30 minutes in either direction from what I hear. But those sleep cycles, if you get interrupted in any of those sleep cycles, that when you wake up, that's when you feel exhausted. You can sleep 8, 10 hours and get interrupted in your sleep cycles and wake up feeling more exhausted than if you slept 6 hours and completed each sleep cycle. There's a lot of science on this. So if you want to look it up, or I can look it up and try and do another video for you, but sleeping is important. So how do we manage our sleep? Well, one, get rid of your electronics, put those things somewhere else in another room, right? So you don't reach over and speaking of electronics, there's mine yelling at me, right? Not me, don't leave me. Yes, you're going to the other room. Sorry. So put your electronics in another room. That helps. Get to bed on time. Now, I know our lives are busy, but make it a must. I am in bed by such and such time. The TV is off. The radio is off. The computer is off. The phone is put away. I'm in bed. And then sleep. Now, if you're a caffeine user, and I'm not going to knock caffeine too bad, and you think that, you're using, and listen, every morning I'm drinking my vitamin B12, B6, a little bit of caffeine in my water. And I need to slow that down. But if you have caffeine after 6 p.m. and you think you're going to go to bed at 10 and sleep, depending on the amount of caffeine that you have, you're not going to get correct sleep cycles. So cutting back your caffeine use or abuse will help you sleep. You follow me? So the number one thing that I'm going to tell you on how to keep energy in your tank, how to fuel your tank, fill your tank so that you have enough fuel to complete the task you need to complete. Number one, get enough sleep. And what's enough sleep? 6 to 8 hours, 10 hours. It's up to you. Your body will tell you. We're regulated by what we need to do in the morning when we need to get up. But that just takes our natural sleep cycle and moves it back what time you need to go to bed. Okay. Listen, it's like anything else. It takes practice. I have people in my life that tell me I can't go to bed and go to sleep right away. I'm not a morning person. Well, that's BS. You can be who you choose to be. You choose not to get up in the morning for whatever reason. That's when you get your best sleep. Well, that's the sleep cycle. It's not the time of day. It's the sleep cycle. So find out what your sleep cycle is. That's number one, get enough sleep. Number two, on the subject of sleep, caffeine. So limit your caffeine intake. And it just because it interrupts your sleep cycle. And I'm not going to go any further with that. Just make sure that you're not abusing your caffeine or anything else that's going to, you can use it. It's good in small amounts, I think, but we won't go into that. So number three, get outside. Now, these are all health related ideas on how to have enough fuel. I've got one magic one at the end of all these health ones that will put them all together for you. But let's go through these. So number two is caffeine. Number three, get outside. And I know in the wintertime, it's a little tough, but sunshine is imperative. Vitamin D is necessary. It definitely helps your sleep and it definitely gives you energy. Now, you can take vitamin D supplement, but that's not the same as getting outside, and you know it. Go for a 10 or 15-minute walk, because number four is exercise. Every day you need to get some type of exercise. And I'm not talking about going and throwing thousands of pounds of weights around. If that's what you love to do, go ahead and do that exercise. But if if it's not your cup of tea, so to speak, just go outside for a walk, get outside and walk. And I know, like where I'm at right now, it's 16 degrees. I ain't going outside and walking. Some of you crazy people do. I ain't going to do it. Okay. But try to get some sunshine. And on that note, when I heard that, one of my favorite comedians and political commentary guys was talking about a new way to absorb vitamin D. And, oh man, I can't go there. Maybe on another show. I better not. I won't. Okay. So number one, sleep. Number two, on that note, limit your caffeine intake. Number three, get some sunshine, get some vitamin D in your body. And number four, make sure that you're getting some exercise. Now, number five, drink enough water. And I know that these are things that your grandma told you, your mama told you, your coach is telling you. They're true. So get enough water in your daily diet. Make sure you're drinking enough water, and don't overdo it. But anything in moderation, and to the point to where you're not uncomfortable, but grow with it. Continue to grow with it. Now, this is how you fuel the important things you're going to take care of in life. So, number one, you set your goal, whatever that goal is going to be. Number two, you have your why for it, right? You're done with this, you're sick of that, or you really want this, and that's your why. And you set your goal. You have a plan of action that's congruent with the goal. That makes sense. A massive action plan. That means you've got a lot of options. A massive action plan. You have a lot of options to get you to your goal. I'm going to do another video on goal setting, because in the process of teaching people goals, I'm getting repeated questions that you would think would be common sense, but really, when you get more than a couple, you pay attention. And the question is, for most people, well, I'll make it another video, but let's just say this. A lot of people, when they set a goal, they mistake the action that they're taking to achieve the goal for the goal. So you set a goal, I'm going to lose weight, and then the actual goal in their head becomes, I'm going to run every day. Well, that's not the goal. So they're looking at the wrong process, and I'll come back and do another video on that for you. But know that your goal is not the action, it's the end result. The actions can be massive. There can be many actions to get you in the same direction. So once you do that, and then you plan to take action and you move toward your goal and you start to run out of energy, the number one that will keep your tank full, that will always provide you enough energy to take action, is passion. How passionate are you about achieving that goal? We always find time for the things we love. Always. Think about it. You can be dead tired, come home from work, and your child runs in and jumps on your lap, dad, or mom, and you find time, right? your wife, your husband, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is, that you come home and you're dead tired and they want some attention, and they talk to you, whatever it is you have, you put down and you find time for the person you love. We always do. Um, I can come up with a dozen or so examples of how we can find time for things we love. You understand. So number one reason, or number one thing that you can do to empower, to fill your tank on a regular basis, to keep you moving forward, is passion. Find the passion for that goal. Find your why, find your reason, find that emotion that pulls you in that direction on a regular basis. Will you fall off? Sure. You might tip here and there and tip here and there and find ways to convince yourself that you don't know for sure if this is the right thing. That's just how things are, right? That's when our scientific approaches, our processes, it's good morning, our processes will lead us to the right action. Once you have that habit in place, that your rituals will carry you through when your body or your mind wants to give up, and if you've got them in place the right way, they will carry you until that passion kicks back in. All right, this is Jim Adkins here from Adkins Results Coaching. I'm going to get busy. One of my passions is teaching this incredible guy that just walked in, and so I get to do that right now. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. Give me a thumbs up on the videos if you appreciate those, and share them with other people. Number two. Good. So again, subscribe, thumbs up, share them with other people. And if you've got some suggestions for things you would like to talk about, leave me comments below. If you're following along on the 30-day challenge, I'd also like to hear from you. And Mr. Murray, I hope you're having a good vacation. I'll see you when you return. All right. Until next time, people, on your mark, get set, grow.